Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back. We've got a Roland Cube Street, as they call it. From what I can find on the internet, this is the very first version, and it is in absolutely impeccable cherry condition. And I only paid $179 for it at Long McQuaid, along with $700 for a 2015 Les Paul. What is this thing? Standard Pro. Anyways, I've been kind of missing out on even practicing guitar for the longest time now. I've just been kind of playing whenever I'm playing on the worship team, and otherwise I've been kind of like neglecting. Most of that is due to hunting season and prepping for hunting season and just pure, I'm not motivated. And so I've lost a lot of my callus. Yeah, it hurts. At least electric is easier on your fingers. So I was in there, doing my whole, monthly account on a USB interface I have in there that I bought, and I saw this Cube amp, and I thought, I kind of miss playing, and also the last couple months I've been in and out of there. It's like there's like no lefty guitars other than this one's been around, and I think one other, and I'm like, well, I don't need another acoustic, but I could use an electric because I kind of miss playing. So I thought, I don't want to spend a lot of money. I don't want to get into that whole rigmarole with 10,000 guitars again. I just need an acoustic that's reliable, and I've got that. I need an electric too, and I don't even care about the amp. It doesn't have to be anything spectacular. And although this is pretty cool, it is battery operated. It'll run off of, well, it's also powered by power supply too. Came with a power supply, obviously. You just use regular AA batteries in the back panel. A couple foot switch hookups in the back for getting through some of your effects by foot switch. I think I still have some foot switches around. I'm going to have to dig them out and see if I still have them. But otherwise, you do have a lot of good things about this amp. You can plug an acoustic in it because it does actually have a clean spot for instrument. So you're not using like a modeling amp or anything, because there are modeling amps in this. Like we have the JC Clean, we've got the black panel, we've got brick combo, we've got a stack classic, an R-Fire acoustic simulator, which I'm actually on right now, and that's for making your electric sound a lot like an acoustic. And then of course we have a mic, because you can run just two mics into this if you want. So that's the whole idea of being twin channeled like this as well. You have a stereo auxiliary input, headphone jack. Now the headphone can also be used as a line out, but you will lose internal speaker access when you do that. It doesn't have a dedicated line out. Now that's one thing I wish every amp had, because it would just be perfect for having your amp as a stage monitor and going through a PA. I think all amps should be like mandatory ruled. You must have a line out for people. You know what I mean? And Roland are exceptionally good amps, and these things were never cheap new. I found a few of them online that are even used, still going for upwards to close to 500 bucks Canadian. I'm like, those people are a little crazy, because what you can buy brand new for 500 bucks is definitely better. But people do look at the age aspect, condition, and the demand for Roland amps, right? Because they're really hard to beat. And Roland and Boss are the same company, so many of you already know that. So you also have a separate volume control here for your mic side. You do have effects like delay, reverb for your vocals. You also have bass and treble, no mid control. But your EQ for the amp is bass, mid, treble. Also has a built-in tuner. I rented one similar to this once, probably the second version of this, because it was an upgraded version with some new features and a lot of plugins on the back. That was a cool amp, and I never did buy it, but I did rent it, and I liked it too, but I also liked this one. Red was not in my plan, but because red's my wife's favorite color. Mine's more like blacks, blues, and a few others, but I actually kind of like this on the amp. It actually goes with it quite nice, so no complaints there. So we're going to give you some playthrough of the sounds and stuff, and but first we're going to turn on the microphone here. And I'm just using a cheap headset, so it's got a really cheap mic element, but it does work rather well, as you can hear, and I'm sitting pretty close to the amp as well. But there's like zero treble, and then we got more treble and the feedback, so we want to keep that under control a bit, we can take the bass right off, or we can add a lot more bass in there, that sort of thing, to really punch out our vocals. So I'm going to just move the bass back a little bit more. I got a little bit of reverb turned on. Now I am on the acoustic sim right now with just some reverb, but let's add some chorus. Now, as for the effects, we have chorus, flanger, phaser, and tremolo, and of course off. And we do have delay and reverb on a separate knob as well. So we've got some usability here. Now, I would suggest that if you want better quality vocals, this is an unbalanced output, so it's not as good as a balanced output would be. And this is a wireless headset. It's not a professional level system at all. But it's what I decided to hook up, and because I also don't have, well, I do have a mic, but it's not a very good quality mic. So anyways, maybe down the road I might do something about a better headset or something. I just don't like cables and crap that much anymore. So, but anyway, so we'll bring up the volume a little bit more on that acoustic sim. I've got the gain about half. Now, if you turn the gain way down, of course, you're going to affect volume. So, I'm just going to make something up. Some of these chords are going to sound a little familiar to a song I wrote, and I know you guys haven't heard that one in a while, but that's okay. I just want to do something different. Everybody wants to rule the world, even me. Everybody wants to rule the world, even me. Okay, so not bad. I mean, you got to play around with balancing out your vocals and your guitar, but still, that's decent, right? And you just need to touch a chorus on something like that. Okay, let's go. This is the R fire. Just turn the volume up a little bit. People are home upstairs, and I don't want to crank the daylight to this stuff, so. It's been a while since I played guitar. Let's go to the bridge pickup. Let's go full gain. Keep in mind the strings are pretty dead on this thing. I haven't even changed the strings since I got this guitar and amp today. Alright, so let's go back to our half gain. Let's go to our, I believe they call it classic on here. Classic stack. back to practicing. It's been a while since playing electric. Even my acoustic, like I said, I haven't even touched it other than for just playing at church and, you know, so. Okay, so this is our Brit combo. Pickup. I like this guitar because the pickups, even for the neck, are pretty clean. Alright, what's our next one? Black panel. That's actually not bad. Alright, JC clean is what this one should be. Neck. By the way, the pickups on this, you can split them to single coil mode as well. So it's got the push pulls for both pickups. Like I said, I quite like this guitar. I am bloody sure this is the exact same one I had before. They just didn't resell it since I brought it back, and you know, because I know it was a 2015, I know it was this color, so I don't really care. And I mean, besides, it's got a nice low accent on it, so I'm pretty damn sure it is the exact same one I had. And I didn't mind. So for under $1,000, I got, you know, both pieces, and I did not get a case though, because I have gig bags here, and I'm not worried about a case. Besides, I didn't want to crank my monthly payment too high. I got to pay this off within a year. All right, so let's go to. This is going to be instrument, which would be an acoustic guitar or a piano, according to the little diagram on there. That's the bridge. Let's go to the neck. Now we can clean up that gain a little bit. Just remember, when you adjust gain, you also lower your volume too, right? So, all right, back to the acoustic sim. So that's the bridge there. Now put that up against the acoustified instrumental channel. It's here. JC clean. And then back to the acoustic. I don't know what to tell you about the acoustic sim other than it was programmed reasonably good, like really decently. So I kind of like it. I do like it. Now there is a mic selection here too, which you probably shouldn't be doing with a guitar, but we're gonna do it anyway. That gets pretty obnoxious. That is a dedicated mic selection or mic preamp, mic module, whatever you want to call them. Okay, this is the acoustic. So anyway, but overall, I mean, it's a nice amp. I'll put the link actually to the manual in the description below, so you can check out all the full specs. I just don't want to take forever. We're already at 16 minutes anyways. But for the price, it was fantabulous. I have no qualms with the price, and the condition is impeccable. Even though this is an older amp, it's still great for busking with an electric guitar or an acoustic guitar. It's got the support for either side. Battery operation, definitely 100% portable, no problems. Get yourself a wireless kind of headset or microphone kit, and you're 100% battery power. And this amp runs for like several hours on just even the batteries alone, right? Now you can use rechargeables, but I don't recommend it because they have lower voltage output than alkalines. So you're not going to get as much performance. In fact, it's less performance in quality overall at higher volumes, but also less running time on rechargeables over alkalines. That's a whole set of math I'll explain some other day. Really nice amp, really happy with my purchase. If you are looking at the cubes, they go still for some pretty stupid money, I think, on the internet. I would never pay that kind of crazy cash that some people are asking even on Reverb for these things, because they're just not worth that kind of value anymore. But then again, to each their own. Everybody has their idea of what value really is in life. But considering what you can get for the same amount of money today for brand new stuff, even out of Boss and Roland's side, yeah, I would definitely not pay that kind of ludicrous cash. But for under $200 in perfect condition like this, definitely, and it's a all day, every day, I am totally in. But like I said, I'm not going to go crazy with guitars and amps again, but I wouldn't mind the upgrade version down the road or something. But I'm kind of done with the whole katana stuff and other stuff like that. And although I do like the katanas, I just don't have the requirement for that kind of power. But I was kind of hoping I would find an amp that would be a little more suitable. And I did see this thing in there previous to going in that day, because I only go in there usually once or twice a month now. And I thought, well, and then I started to really think about it the other day, and I'm like, I'm really sick of not being motivated to play. I miss electric. I miss a lot of the other stuff that I used to do even for you guys, and I want to get back into that. If you want to improve your vocals, get vocal boxes. They work fantastic. And you can even get vocal boxes with EQs on them. So you would just leave this EQ on the amp for the mic side just in the middle, and then that way it stays balanced out, and then just use your vocal pedal and you'll be fine, no problem. But nice little amp, definitely worth the $180, $179, might as well call it $180. It is stereo, by the way, and it's two 6.5-inch speakers in there. Plus, it's obviously also a ported enclosure as well, which is really bonus, especially for that sound quality in such a small wedge. It does an amazing job. Makes a great stage monitor too. You could even use it for just as a stage monitor if you wanted to. Now, they do say these things can get quite loud and out to a very large crowd, and that it should be able to keep up. Well, I'm going to put that to the test down the road when I have the opportunity, and let's see if it can keep up to an acoustic drummer. And if we can arrange things right, maybe I can see if we can do a video with that and see how well it keeps up against the acoustic drummer. Because back in the 80s, I had a PV Edition 20, and I've had a few of them since. And those things are much, much lower wattage than even this is. And we had no problem getting like either on par to still have a great mix or slightly over top of our acoustic drummer. And he was freaking obnoxious, let me tell you. And those little amps, man, you cranked them right to the dime and perfect. And that was like less than 10 watts of power. So, but again, if you want to know all the specs on this, the link for the manual, you can download it in the description box below. So I gotta go because this video is getting long for you guys. I realize that, and but I wanted to go through the features, go through the amp with you guys, and just tell you what I think. Now, as far as the review goes for a star rating, I am fully in on really, I think maybe somewhere around the 4.25-ish kind of thing. And the value is definitely there. The money, I had no problem paying $180. It's worth every penny for that kind of money. So as long as it's under 200 Canadian, you're good. But the other thing is something like this, considering all the extra effort Roland went into with this, they could have actually put a line out, which would have made it an absolute perfect stage amp, as well as having for monitor use and whatnot. So, you know, they could have done it. They didn't, but they did go all out on everything else on this really reasonably well. The presets on it are fantastic. I'm not fussy about the tuner, to be honest myself. I don't like the built-in tuners on amps, but they do work. Can't complain there. But and you do get quite a good selection of effects that you can mess with to a certain point. But you can also have them all turned off, hook a pedal board straight into this, leave it on the JC clean or whatever channel you want, and just go mental with the thing, and you'll have a blast. You know, so it will accept pedals good. And I know because I've tried that before on these cubes, and they do actually accept pedal boards, whether it's a module, you know, kind of computerized jobby, or if it's separate pedals, they take well, no problem. So, but that's it. That's all. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.